Hello guys, we're back at this Detroit. Now when I started this thing, it was 3 days ago. We've had 3 days of rain, so I haven't done anything with it. I came out here, I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff. The question is, will it start or not? But this was all loaded up with water down here, which I did a short. So I was going to take this, there's a plug back here, I don't know if you can see it, but you can't get into it with an Allen wrench, so I cut an Allen wrench off and got a 5/16 bolt, put it in there, and you ain't gonna break that thing loose. I just want to put a hole in it so the water will drain out. I don't want mice to get in there. It's big enough that a mouse could get in there. They'd fill it full of hickory things. So I did that. I got the gas line since the last time. Of course, now I guess I'll break whatever. I looked at the weather for last night. It's supposed to start raining at 9 o'clock today. Okay, I'm good with that. So I know I'm not going to do anything today. So I got up this morning and the sun was out. And after the rain at 9 o'clock, the sun was supposed to come out. And I said, oh, the sun's come out. So I played on the computer till about 11 o'clock, because that's what I do. Sun was still out. I get out here, I don't know, about 2 hours ago. And now look, it's getting windy. Now that rain might be coming in. I just looked at the radar, hoping that I get this video through. Anyhow, back to this. I went back to the gas tank that I got, and I got the lines off of that and hooked them up. So we got that. I would change the filters, but I'm not going to do that till after I know it runs. I'll change the filters, but the problem is you can't really read that number. Hopefully a book will give me a primary and secondary number. I can see the 22 on that, but the first two numbers I can't see, and I don't know if that's on the back side of that. But anyhow, so I did that. I spent probably over an hour trying to get that out, and I couldn't get it out, so then I just bailed it out with a thing. One smart viewer says, why don't you get a ladder out here? Oh, I got a ladder out here. I was just too stupid to bring it out. You know, I'm the poster boy for stupid most of the time. But, oh, you can see the pile of rust down there that come out of there. Some of that was pre-rain. Oh, I got the key switch on. I know the oil gauge is broken. Can you see that piece in there? And if you look up in there, it's just some of whatever held it, I don't know. I had to get the mud dauber's nest out of here because those have to vent. I did make battery cables. You can see the battery cables. Now, I took the starter apart. I spent 3 hours on the starter the other day. It was locked up, frozen up, wouldn't do anything. So I spent a lot of time on that. I sprayed this all down with a special, it's a lubricant that holds things. So anyhow, we're going to see if this thing will run in between the wind. Haven't tried to contact the guy yet that has this pin connector. I'm hoping to try to hook up with him today. Got a nice Donaldson muffler on there. I did put some in here. I was going to change that, but once again, you know, that's probably a standard hydraulic filter. That's a grease and filter. So you can see this thing's been sitting around a lot. So let's see what it'll do. Okay. There you go. Got oil pressure. That's charging just a little bit, I think. No smoke. Belts are loose. We'll let it warm up a little bit, get the air out of that. Bit in there. It's green. Now this thing has a high speed and a low speed. What do you think, guys? Now, to be honest with you, I had it running 3 days ago. I knew it, but I did go through all that nonsense that I told you I went through. I did have it running, then this morning before I started it up, I had to put the tank on and bleed the air out of it. So I knew it would run. There's still a lot of little goofy things. I got a feeling when this engine's cold, which this is antifreeze coming through here, I think these are probably supposed to be closed until the engine warms up. And that might be what they're using for a thermostat. I'm not sure. Don't know. Probably won't mess with it. What else? Getting windy out here. I hope you guys ain't. I think if you get this way, so the wind's in my back, it might not be too bad. But it started right up this morning. In fact, the first, oh, I got a hydraulic leak over here. Something dripping here. I see it, but I don't see it. I can see the puddle there and the puddle there, and that is hydraulic fluid, and that little reservoir was low. So, but I don't see anything come. I don't know where that's coming from. I guess I should be pointing you. I don't know where that's coming from. It might just be some of this stuff that I sprayed on it. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's down here. No, that's hydraulic oil. That's not. Oh, there was a drop right here. It could be that. Could be that leaking right there. I might not have tightened those up. I put lines right back into themselves. So that's what that might be all that is, and the wind maybe sucked it down in there. But I did do all that stuff. I did take the starter apart and have to work on that for about 3 hours, and the Bendix was completely froze up. Everything in there was froze up. I had to take the, if you know about starters, there's a little round thing that hammers and hits the two connectors together. That was all crudded up and wouldn't move, and the Bendix, like I said, was frozen. So it's still giving me a little bit of starter problem, but I'm not going to mess with that. This thing here was a switch that probably to operate the snowblower, you flipped it up and you probably had controls from it, from that there. The oil pressure switch is going to have to be changed. Now I got to get in behind here to look at some stuff, because there was a light. Whoops, the key's on. There was a light that came on when I first started it, but it hadn't come on since then. And this didn't work the other time. The first time that I hooked it up, and just to see if the starter would turn over before I had any fuel lines or anything, any of that kind of stuff hooked up, I hit the starter. After I redid the starter, hit it, and the thing started up. And it scared the crap out of me because I couldn't get it to shut down. And I went over to the blower shutdown, and that didn't shut it down. And it was like, oh crap. And finally it ran out of fuel because I didn't have any fuel lines hooked up to it. That's when I did a video somewhere. It might have been a short where there was fuel all over everything down here because it was coming out of the that restrictor 90 that they put on those to keep the right amount of pressure in there. So that's what it is. We'll go ahead and fire it up if we can one more time, and this will be pretty happy that I think you got the whole thing. It sounds good. Turn the key switch on. Got dust across there again. Smoke at all. Guys, I think it's a good one. Now I got to take some of this all down and get this out and get this straightened out so the side covers go on. I think I'm going to take, try to get down here without crashing. I do crash a lot. I think now that I know it's running, someday when I'm goofing off not doing anything, I'm going to spray that all down with oil and try to keep it from getting any more rusticated. I might make a plate to go in it. I don't really have a room in a barn for it, but I'm going to try to find one. But I'll pull all that out and wire brush it down, paint it and put it back in. Then I got to look for a PTO unit to go on the back because I don't really need that 4-to-1 reduction unit on there, and there's nothing wrong with it. And that might have some value because I don't think the 4-to-1 reductions are quite as popular as just a straight output. And I got a place that the guys, I know he's got a dozen of them sitting around, not the 4-to-1s, but that. So he might swap me out even, or he's a real good guy up in Lancaster. I can't think of the name. I've been going up there for years, and he's treated everybody I know that goes up there really, really good. And he's probably got 500 of these Detroits laying around his barn outside, and another, I don't know, a couple hundred inside one barn. He's got them floor to ceiling. I've done pictures of that or YouTube, and then way past of that. I'd give you the number, but I got no idea what it is. We're up over, this is 1101 video, by the way, and there's a lot of other real interesting nonsense. Like I said before, you're liable to find anything you can imagine at this thing, because whatever is going on is what's going on. So anyhow, I got some things that are coming up while you're here. I do have a big cherry log on the little mill in the back and a big poplar log on the mill in the front. I have somebody coming over tomorrow going to look at some wood, and maybe I'll get some, maybe I'll give them some. I have no idea what's going on that. The cherry log on the back mill is a pretty rough log, but it might have some good boards in it. I got no idea. It's got the red rod at the bottom of it. I put it on the mill backwards. I like the small end always toward the sawyer's position, so the taper's there and you don't have to walk to the other end of the mill, but it just didn't pick up right that way out of the pile that it was in, so I just said the heck with it. So that's how that's going in. I gotta buck up the two ends so they're clean, make sure it's all right. I gotta run the metal detector over it, and I hope, if the weather hangs in there, to have it on the sawmill today. But I'm gonna put this one on tonight just for fun, because it just sounded so good and runs good. There's no smoke coming out of there. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Oh, I want to look and see if it went from 0.07. I didn't run it very much to see if it got up to 2008. Where are we at? 20471 now, it looks like. I don't know, that might have been what it was. Didn't run it long enough for the hour meter to click anyway. So I'm glad you're here, and if you like this kind of nonsense, hit the like button, subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to let you know the next time I download a movie. But I basically download one just about every night. I've been trying to put a short on every morning or two. So that's about where I'm at. If I miss one here or there, it's because I was goofing off or doing something stupid. Anyhow, thanks for coming by. We'll see you later. Bye-bye now.